What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Meezy Show. So today, this particular video, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it, but there's been some back and forth between Kodak Black and 1090 Jake. So 1090 Jake basically speaks on the fact that he was making the song with the snitch, blase blase, who is Takesha. Yeah, 69, right? So that being the case, finally Kodak responds and basically he's like saying like, you're a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a snitch anyway, right? So everybody's calling everybody snitch. So okay, to my knowledge, right? Never heard of Kodak doing any telling. Okay, he did make a song with Takesha, right? Got paid $1 million or $2 million. I don't know. There's different reports or whatever. He got paid $1 million or $2 million, basically to clown Takesha in his song, right? Now, when he get to calling when Kodak Black started calling 1090 Jake a snitch, apparently 1090 Jake, he's kind of in his bag. So then he kind of reaches out. So he specifies a couple things. I guess 1090 Jake specifies, number one, that he reached out to him already to get an interview. He tried to have Adam 16 basically, get him tangled up with somebody or with 1090 Jake and try to basically give an interview. Now, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me, but he sounded just like the police when he said, okay, I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to give you simple questions. You're going to give me simple answers, huh? Like, that's something like a police would say. Like, if you're like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I just want to talk to my lawyer or whatever. They're like, look, I'm gonna just ask some simple questions. You're gonna give some simple answers. Like, they sound like that's just exactly something like they would say. Like, as a matter of fact, I think I've heard that from like police before. Anyway, point being, right? Like, it didn't sound. Yeah, I don't know. That guy's something else. Anyway, I'm not trying to like go off, and I just want to stick to the facts, right? So anyway, we all got our opinions. Trust that. I'll get to my opinion later. How about that? So bam. So he says, I'm trying to get the I'm trying to get the interview, blah blah blah. And then for whatever reason, I don't think it was really happening like that. That's when Kodak had basically came and the little footage with him with the fan over his head, and he's like twisting his hair, talking about you snitch. So that's when 1090 Jack gets to saying, he get basically trying to expose him. He said, the picture of who I saw, it looked like somebody that was locked up from Louisiana named Magmain, right? For those that don't know, Magmain, he was out like quite some time ago. I want to say it was before the Trump era. He was like kind of like an aspiring rapper. He had some songs or whatever, but he wasn't like that big, right? Anyway, he ended up waving a whole bunch of guns in the video about Trump cutting food stamps or something like that. And then they came and got him. I don't know if that's what he's in prison for right now, but I know that's the last time I heard of him. That's Magmain. He's from, I want to say like Baton Rouge or, I think he's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Somewhere in Louisiana. Anyway. So according to what looked like to be Magmain in that video, he talking about he was never on the yard at Big Sandy. He was in PC. This is what he's saying. So I don't know, but let's continue with the facts. So then he's saying basically like, what else did the guy say? Yeah, basically that he was never on the yard. And, so I guess Kodak was supposed to have been suing the police, right? So he's like, if I'm a snitch, you're snitching on the police and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. Everybody has their own opinion. This is mine. If the police, let's say if you're an incarcerated individual and the police smash you, beat your ass unjustly, unrighteously, this is my opinion, that's not telling if you sue them or something like that. Nothing's going to happen to them. All they're going to do is just get a freaking paid leave or something. But you're going to get some bread. So, no, that's not telling. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's not considered telling. That's not the same. That doesn't qualify. If that's the case, then George Floyd's family snitch, and that's not the case. They sticking up for somebody. That's the police. They're held to a certain standard. It's telling is between two criminals, right? It's not between a civilian or a guard, the CEO, whatever, police, and a criminal. No, that's not the same level playing field. You get what I'm saying? If that's the case, if you've been to the joint before and maybe let's say, for example, you're fasting for the month of Ramadan and then they say no, you're not doing it, and you put agree with that telling like no, obviously not. You're exercise your rights. You get what I'm saying? So with that being the case, moving forward, he's saying, oh, you're snitching for that. Is that not snitching? He could get locked up. The CO could get locked up for twiddling you slowly, blase, blase. And then he got to talking about how when Kodak was incarcerated, he was not running with no Zoe. He ran with some Bloods. And then, 1090 Jake like really wants to be a Blood so bad. I don't know who anybody claims him, but I know that's something that he really wants in a major way, right? So I don't know. Anyway, I kind of feel I watched a few other little interviews about it, and my take at it is I kind of feel like because you gotta remember his whole thing was expose people for the paperwork, right? Who I think you're running out like. It made perfect sense what this guy said. He got a podcast called Kill Shot or something like that, or Shoot, and I forget the name. Anyway, he said it right on. You're probably gonna run out of people to tell on. I mean to report of them telling on. So basically paperwork. There's no more paperwork for the party. There's no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. And on top of that, you're reporting these people. Okay, this is where it becomes opinion time, right? Okay, so number one, you're from two far away places from the majority of the people who you are reporting on. Number one, right? You're from Massachusetts, okay? You lived in Florida, right? This is to 1090J. You have something going on, like I don't know, whatever your affiliation that you're saying, if you have it, I guess, sure, okay. But you're speaking about prison, jail, all this stuff as if that's you, like you went to juvie, and then you're like an expert on juvie, like I don't know. And it's not just you, Mr. Jake. It's not just you, Jacob. Trust me, it's not just you. It's a lot of people. Some of them I watch. I watch yours, 1090 Jake. I watch your videos sometimes. Like, it's not like I don't like you. Like, like, your whole platform is about penitentiary-related stuff, but you've never been to the penitentiary. You've been to juvie, basically, right? And even if you've been to the pen, it was like 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, I don't know. Just a little insight, man. Do what you want to do. But that's just opinion time. Kodak, my opinion for you. The whole thing with Takesha, like everybody laughs, jokes, all that stuff, right? When you're doing business with, how would I say this? Okay. I totally understand for the people, 110%, I understand the people that would never do it, and I respect that, right? Now, for the people who would do it, it's a civilian on a civilian. They're walking into these buildings and making these business deals. So when you go, right? When you go spend some money with Jacob the jeweler. No, Jacob's a gangster. He kept it real. He didn't tell nobody. He did his little 18 months. Okay. When you go do what's a good example? Okay, bam, right here. You go watch a movie and it has Tim Allen in it, right? So you spending your $20 to go see a movie with Tim Allen. It's like the same thing. He's a snitch. He's a good actor too, but you know what I'm saying, he's a snitch. He's like funny, whatever. But he snitched. He snitched on somebody. He did 5 years in the joint for some cocaine way back in the 1980s or something like that. Told on whoever he told on to get out and left. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that's snitches that are within the confines of this building, in these buildings, right? When you're rubbing shoulders with these type of people in these buildings, it's not the same as being. Remember, telling, according to me and most probably, is criminal on criminal, right? Let's say me and you get together. Say, hey, bro, let's homeboy over here. He got the little trap house. Let's, you know what I'm saying, lay him down, whatever. We gotta do what we gotta do, and we'll get the money to leave, whatever. Bam. You clap him, you know what I'm saying? You clapped it. Do we go in there, whatever? He could get a little rowdy. You had to clap him, you know what I'm saying? Police, sirens, blah, blah, blah. You run off, I get caught there, right? If I say something about you, I'm telling at that point because it's a criminal thing, right? Now, on the other hand, right? If somebody crashes into your car, you got insurance, they got insurance, you're gonna call 911 and explain what happened because it's a civil matter, right? Okay, so with that being the case, I get where Kodak Black is coming from. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that $2 million. You feel me? Now, I feel like, this is my opinion, I feel like a lot of the people that say they wouldn't do it, they gonna go get that million, especially people that ain't touching like no millions like that. This is millions of dollars. You get what I'm saying? And then he really clowned him on a song. I don't know. It is what it is. Anyway, it's just a whole shit show between 1090 Jake, Kodak Black. He calling him a snitch. And then he was on stage talking good about him before. Kodak Black was like, man, I fuck with 1090 Jake, blah, blah, blah. But I guess he really doesn't. And 1090 Jake was trying to make it seem like, you know, like he was doing something, on my daughter's phone, trying to make it seem like he was doing something so, you know, oh yeah, I talk to rappers all day. Yeah, I talk to them rappers, yeah. Rappers way bigger than Kodak. I talk to them every day, all day. All right, bro. Okay, Mr. Jake. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe and that like button. I appreciate y'all watching. Salute. Stay tuned. The saga continues. I'm out.